Hello students, so we're going to go over the next skill. The skill for this video, it's UHY. You can find it right here, UHY. So if you don't know what video corresponds to this skill, or what skill corresponds to this video, just type on your IXL account UHY and you should be able to get there, which is one of the skills for the week. For this video as well, you're going to need a calculator, and I know that a lot of you were not able to install the scientific calculator. You can use a Desmos calculator if you want to, or you can also use just a regular calculator from the internet like this one. If you're on a computer, in a tablet, you're going to be able to get something like this. If you are using your phone, then the only thing you need to do is use a calculator from your phone, and that's going to work perfectly fine for this skill. So here we go. I'm going to do exactly the same thing that I've been doing before. I'm going to read the question, try to analyze the question, and then choose the answer that makes more sense according to the information given. So I'm going to start. A puzzle book company poll its readers about their favorite type of puzzles. Question: which list is a range from the least popular puzzle to the most popular puzzle? That means that I'm looking for the one that it's the least popular, so I'm going to highlight that or underline that, to the most popular. And yes, they're being a little bit tricky because they're trying to make you confused because you have fractions. Now for questions like this ones, you have two options. I'm going to use the easiest option, which is using common sense actually. For IXL, well, IXL is presenting these type of questions actually in a very friendly way, because exactly how you see the circle, whichever one is the biggest section, whichever one is the smaller section, that's actually what the fraction represents. So if they're asking me for the least popular, and according to the area that it's with the color on the circle, this type of puzzle would be the least popular, because look at the like section of that area. Look at that area. It's actually smaller than the logic grids and the crosswords. So Sudokus are the least popular. So that's going to be my first option, which is, it could be the first one or the last one. It's not going to be this one or this one. Now, then to the most popular. So if this one, it's the first one, then look at the area for this one here. That's the second one. And look at this area here. That would be the third one. So the order would be Sudokus, logic grids, and then crosswords, which in this case is the first one. Now let's see if that is correct. And we got it right. Now let's see the next one. They're asking you exactly the same on this one. So Owen and his friends were interviewed about their favorite sports. There's two favorite sports: gymnastics and volleyball. If 80 people were surveyed, how many more people voted for just gymnastics than volleyball? How many more for gymnastics than for volleyball? In order to know this, what I know is that there were 80 people for the whole thing. 80. But I only need 55% of 80, so I can get the number of people that chose gymnastics, and I need 45% of 80, so I can get the number of people that voted for volleyball. So how can I do that? Well, I'm going to do it using my calculator. I'm going to do it by typing 80. If you want to get the percent of anything, it would be the number they're telling you times the percent. But now for the percent, you need to convert it to decimal. In this case, it would be 0.55. That's the percent. What do you think would be for volleyball? Yeah, 0.45. So you can type in here 80 times 0.55, and let's see what that gives us. And then for volleyball, I would have 80 times 0.45. And then we will find a difference between the number we get here and the number we get here and the number we get here. So let's do it on the calculator. I'm not going to erase it so we can go back and see it. So I will click on the calculator, and I'm going to type in here 80 times 0.55. And that is equal to 44. So I'm going to write it here. That is equal to 44. Now I'm going to do the other one. And for the other one, I need to do 80 times 0.45, which is 36. So I'm going to write it here, 36. But if I go back to the question, they're asking me for the difference between them. How many more voted for gymnastics than for volleyball? So that means I need to find the difference. So what I need to do is subtract them. So I would do 44 minus 36. Now let's see, what is that equal to? So if I go to my calculator again, and if I do 44 minus 36, so 44 minus 36, that's equal to 8. So my answer would be 8. Now let me see if that works. So I'm going to click in here, and I'm going to type 8. And we got it right. Okay, now let me do this question here. So question 3. The owner of a paper company examined last year's production. And there you go. You have all of the production. So cardboard 20%, which is right here. And then you have graph paper 5%, construction paper 25%, binder paper 25%, printer paper 25%. Now question is, which type of paper did the company produce the fewest sheets of? Fewest, that would mean the one that has less percent. So the one that has a less percentage in this case would be, do you think it would be construction paper with 25%? No, right? Come on, guys. This one is so simple. It would be graph paper because look at the percent we have. Out of 100, it's only 5%. So that would be the one with the fewest sheet. So in this case, my answer would be graph paper. Okay, now let's do this question here. Question number 4. A fisherman recorded the weight of his catch, broken down by type of fish. And then you have in here, with the type of fish, you have 1/6 for this type of fish, 1/3 for this type of fish, 1/6 for this type of fish, and 1/3 for this type of fish. Look how the area represent like the fraction here. So look at this area, it's 1/3, this area is 1/3, and look how the areas are the same. Look how this one is 1/6, this one is 1/6, and look how the areas are the same. And between them, like between the 1/3 and 1/6, they're different, of course, because this one is bigger than the 1/6, right? Now let's read the question. If the fisherman caught a total of 84 kilograms of fish, how many kilograms of salmon did he catch? Ooh, that's interesting. So in order to know that, I know that 84 was the total catch. So 84. So everything, it's 84. But only 1/3 of the 84, only 1/3 of it was salmon. So that means I need to multiply 84 times 1/3 to see what is that equal to. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go to my calculator and I will multiply 84. If you're able to write the fraction, then write it. If not, well, just put 1/3, whatever you get, then multiply times 84. In this case, I think it will allow me to put the parentheses. So I would do 1 divided by 3. Let's see, what is that equal to? And it gives me 28. So now let's see if that is correct. So that means that 28 kilograms of that 84 were only for salmon. So now let's see if that's true. And it was true. Okay, we're going for question number 5. I'm going to read question 5. We're going to do it together. If you need to pause the video at this time, please go ahead and pause it. Try some of the questions. Then if you don't understand how to do it, then come back and watch the rest of the video. So here we go. The members of a 7th grade class voted on their favorite juices. And then they give you like the graph with the type of juices here. You have, look how you have the carrot juice, it's 3/10. Guava juice, 1/10. Passion fruit juice, 3/5. The question is, which juice received the most votes? Oh, come on, guys. This is so easy. Just look at the area that each little fraction represents on the graph. Which one is the biggest? Which one has the greatest area? Of course, this one here, which is 3/5. So it would be the passion fruit juice. Let's see if that is correct. And it was correct. Now, question 6. A survey asked officers, workers, what they like to do when taking a break from work. And then you have a breakdown of the preferred break activities. So 50% of them, they like surfing the internet. 15% of it, which is this one here, chatting with workers. 25% of them sending text messages, and 10% of them making phone calls. So now let's see what's a question. So the question is, which list is arranged from the most popular activity to the least popular activity? Okay. The most popular activity would be whichever one that has the bigger percentage, right? Because that means that that's the most popular one. So the one with the biggest percentage is this one here. So this it would be the most popular one. So if we look at the answer choices we have, we know that letter B cannot be true because chatting with workers is not the most popular one. Now let's continue in here. So I have 50% on that one. This would be my number 2, sending text messages, then chatting with co-workers, and then making phone calls. Why? Because of the percent of each section. So now let's see which one has exactly the same thing as that. So if I go in here, this one has surfing the internet, then chatting with workers. Oh, this one is not correct because chatting with workers, it's number 3. Now let's see on this one. So surfing the internet, sending text messages, making phone calls. This one is not correct either because making phone calls is not number 3, it's number 4. Now let's see this one. Surfing the internet, sending text messages, chatting with workers, and making phone calls. This one is in the correct order. Okay, I'm going to do one more. So let's read the question. Students who graduate from Browning University can receive Latin honors if they excel in their studies. And then they give you like the honors. Actually, this is what they use when you graduate from college. Like according to your GPA, it's the honor they give you. The first one is called magna cum laude. The second one is summa cum laude, and the third one is cum laude. Right? So it's telling you in here, if 72 graduates receive honors in all, how many more graduates were summa cum laude than cum laude? That's an interesting question. So overall, like that means all of them together were 72. So I'm going to type it here, write it here, 72. Now they're asking me how many more graduates were summa cum laude. So I need to find this one. And then cum laude, which is this one. So how can I do it? I'm going to do exactly the same thing I did before. I'm going to find the summa cum laude by multiplying 72 times a fraction, which is 3/8. And I'm going to see what that is equal to. I don't know. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the cum laude. So I would do 72 times 1/4. Now let's see the percent. Let's see the number we get, sorry. And then we find the difference because they're telling you how many more. So let's do it on the calculator. So I'm going to go to my calculator and I'm going to do that first one, which is 72 times 3/8. I know you cannot see it, but I mean, you can. Let me move it a little bit. There you go. So you can see it on yours. So it's going to be 72 times 3/8. So 3 divided by 8. Make sure to put parentheses, otherwise you're going to get a different answer. And I got 27. I'm going to write it here so I won't forget. So 27. Now let's do the other one. The other one is 72 times 1/4. So I'm going to do 72 times 1/4. 18. So I'm going to write it right here, 18. Now if we find the difference between those two, 27 minus 18, so 27 minus 18, the difference is 9. So 9 should be my answer. So let's try it. Oops. So I'm going to try here, 9. And